In this lecture, we are going to study the formation of sperms and ova. We know that the two reproductive organs in males and females, those are testes and ovary. They are responsible for the formation or production of gametes by the process of gametogenesis. The testes produce sperms and the ovaries produce ova or ovum. The process of formation of sperms from testes is known as spermatogenesis. As well as the production of ovum from the ovary is known as oogenesis. Now we will talk about the process of spermatogenesis. The process of spermatogenesis starts in males at the time of puberty. When a male enters into puberty, the production of sperms starts in the testes of his. Now we know that the seminiferous tubules contain two types of cells. The first one, they are known as male germ cells, or say spermatogonia. Singular, spermatogonium. The male germ cells or the spermatogonia, they are diploid in nature and they contain 46 chromosomes each. The male germ cells at the time of puberty, they undergo continuous mitotic divisions. And because of mitosis in male germ cells, number of cells are produced. Large number of cells are produced. These cells are also known as male germ cells. But out of these cells, some of the cells undergo increase in their size. So the size of some of the cells increase after mitotic division, and they are known as primary spermatocyte. But here, primary spermatocyte formation occurs only by the growth of the cell. So no division occurs. So the number of chromosomes will be same in primary spermatocyte, that is diploid 46 chromosomes each. Primary spermatocyte, after some time, enters into first meiotic division, that is meiosis 1. And so as a result, 2 from every primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte are produced. And as they are produced by the reduction division, that is meiosis 1, and so the number of chromosomes in each secondary spermatocyte will be 23. Secondary spermatocyte again undergoes meiosis 2, and that is equivalent to mitosis, we know that, and so that as a result spermatids will be produced. 2 spermatids will be produced from every secondary spermatocyte, and that will contain 23 chromosomes. So we can say that the process of spermatogenesis is divided into 2 subphases. First one is the formation of spermatids, and second, spermiogenesis. Now here the spermatids are produced, but the spermatids cannot act directly as a mature sperm. They must pass through the second phase of spermatogenesis, and that is spermiogenesis. So the spermatids enter into the phase of spermiogenesis and they will produce spermatozoa or sperm, which will contain 23 chromosomes each. And now when the sperms or spermatozoa are produced, the spermatozoa becomes embedded in the Sertoli cells. They become embedded in the Sertoli cells, and later on they are released by the process known as spermiation, as it is written in our textbook, or sometimes it is known as semination. So this was the production of sperms. Now we can have a question that when and how the process of spermatogenesis takes place. See, the process of spermatogenesis starts at the time of puberty. At the time of puberty, we know that the hypothalamus gland, which is an endocrine gland located in our body, produces GnRH, and that is known as gonadotropin releasing hormone. Releasing hormone or gonadotropin releasing hormone enters into anterior pituitary gland. Anterior pituitary gland will secrete an hormone that is known as gonadotropin. And the gonadotropin has two types of hormones. One that is known as luteinizing hormone, and another one is called follicle stimulating hormone. This is called FSH and this is called LH. Now, what is the functions of luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone? The luteinizing hormone will act on Leydig's cells, and so that the Leydig's cells will synthesize and secrete male sex hormones known as androgens, and these androgens facilitate the production of sperms. That means the process of spermatogenesis. And what about the follicle stimulating hormone or FSH? FSH acts on Sertoli cells. And the Sertoli cells will produce some of the factors which are required for the process of spermatogenesis. One of such factor which is produced by the Sertoli cells is called androgen binding protein. So this was about the facility which is developed by the role of different hormones in the process of spermatogenesis. Now friends, we will move towards the third topic, and that is structure of a mature sperm. Now, if you can concentrate over here, this is the diagram of a mature sperm. The mature sperm contains four basic structures. One is known as the head, second one is known as the neck, third one is called the middle piece, and fourth one is known as the tail. The whole sperm is covered by a continuous layer of plasma membrane. That means the plasma membrane covers the sperm cell totally. The head region contains a well thickened, that means laterally thin, elongated nuclei or nucleus. The head region, that means the tip of the head region, is a cap-like structure, and this is known as an acrosome. Acrosome is nothing but the apical part of a mature sperm, and it contains various enzymes which are responsible for the penetration of sperm into egg cell, that is the process of fertilization. One such hormone is called hyaluronidase. The middle piece contains, or middle part contains, numerous mitochondria. And as we know that mitochondria are known as the powerhouse of the cell, that means the mitochondria provides energy for the motility of the sperm and for the movement of tail. That means the mitochondria of middle piece contains the energy for the motility of sperms and the movement of tail. And we know that the tail is the last portion, it is the end portion of sperm cell. Now, when the sperms are produced, and at the time of ejaculation, that means during coitus, the penis of male ejaculates the sperms, and at the time of ejaculation, there are about 200 to 300 millions of sperm present in every ejaculation. And for normal fertilization, it is required that 60% of the total sperms, remember 60% of the total ejaculated sperms must contain definite shape and size, and 40% of the sperms show complete motility to reach to the ova for fertilization. So this is the basic requirement for fertilization. Now, when the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules in the testes, the transportation of sperms is also necessary. The accessory ducts like epididymis, then vas deferens, then the glands like seminal vesicle and prostate gland. These structures are responsible for the maturity, for the development, and for the functionality of the sperms. The seminal vesicle and prostate gland constitute a liquid, they secrete a liquid or fluid which is called seminal fluid. And the seminal fluid along with sperms form a semen. And during every ejaculation, 3 to 4 ml of semen is ejaculated, which contains millions or billions of sperms. The functions of accessory ducts and glands are maintained by male sex hormones known as androgens. So friends, in this lecture we have studied the process of spermatogenesis. As we have studied, the process of spermatogenesis is divided into two phases: the formation of spermatids and spermiogenesis. Now, the process of spermatogenesis starts at the time of puberty. The male germ cells or spermatogonia first of all divide mitotically to produce number of cells. Out of those cells, some cells undergo development, they increase in their size, they are called primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte again undergoes meiosis 1 and they produce secondary spermatocyte. The secondary spermatocyte again enters into meiosis 2 and they produce spermatids. The spermatids cannot act directly as a mature sperm. So they must enter into the second phase and that is known as spermiogenesis. And at the end of spermiogenesis, spermatozoa or mature sperms are produced. Here, in this process, two different hormones, one is known as luteinizing hormone and second is known as follicle stimulating hormone. Both are nothing but the examples of gonadotropin. They play a significant role. Mature sperm contains four basic structures: head, neck, middle piece and tail. The tip region of the head is known as acrosome, which contains enzymes for the penetration of sperm into ova during the process of fertilization. The accessory glands, they produce an important role for the maturity of the sperms, for the facility of the sperm to reach the ova, and the functions of these glands and ducts are controlled by androgens. So this was the process of spermatogenesis. It was lesson number 3, standard 12th biology by Mayank sir.